kidding, Todd? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. This is CW. I'm with BTH&T. It's like the 25th of February, and I need to get back in the groove of things. I just watched Jim Williams. He's undergoing dialysis, and he's still able to put up a video. So let's move on. Todd, I know it's your wish to go to college, but right now it's not. It's be careful where you go. You want to go to Ohio State. My God, that's going to cost a fortune. Because one, you don't live in Ohio. So they're going to charge you as an out of state student unless you can get a scholarship. No, go ahead. Tell me you got one. There's a couple other options. Where we live, there are several community colleges. You graduate with an associate or arts degree, or associate in science. You can go to a Florida public university. Just a thought. And since you're a Florida resident, it will be cheaper. I'm not saying that it will be worth it unless you get a degree or something you can use. The way things are going now, unless you're really gifted in AI or whatever's coming down the track, I would reconsider it. You said something, what? That you're going to quit your job? Don't quit your job. Not right now. Where you work, when you turn 18, you'll get a stock option. And I want you to remember this, that we live in a society that is pretty much capitalist. I think we've gone over this. A capitalist is someone who can, like, basically live off his rents, or someone who's invested in a business. In the old days, the 17th century, everybody had their own business. You had a tanner, a tailor, a bar owner, a blacksmith, a doctor. Those were their trades. You can also go into trades, become a plumber, a pipe fitter, a carpenter. I don't know why mine just slowed down. Oh no. But I want you to review trades because AI can't do that yet until they start employing robots. So rethink college. Don't get a stupid degree that is worthless. Start simple. Don't quit your job. Why would you want to, if you go out of state, you're going to have to worry about room and board and then student loans. And student loans are just unbelievable. People don't pay them back. They thought that Bozo Joe would forgive them. Of course, he kind of lacked the constitutional power to do so. They're going to want their money. I think I've told you this before. There are people I know that never paid back their student loans. And they wonder why they are not getting a full Social Security check. That's because now they're paying their loans back. So stay in this area. Mom and dad's room and board, it's the best deal. That that other thing, I don't think that's going to pan out where you make it to USMA, the military academy. I mean, that would be great. They will actually pay you, but you haven't mentioned any congressmen that you know to recommend you. Our society basically comes from Europe via uh, Great Britain, the Dutch, the French, and it's all capitalist. Um, when I went to school, we had communism versus Americanism. I'll save you the time. You can read the last chapter. Communism lost. Although New York elected a straight up communist mayor, yeah, they were really going to pay for that. But anyway, you can go to work and pay your bills. But if you just do that, you're never going to get ahead. You have to invest. And I think you should invest in yourself. First of all, if you come up with an idea of a business that nobody else does and you happen to do it well, like pick up dog poop, and you're the only one in town, then you're a success. You have invested in yourself. But otherwise, keep your job where you're at. Like I said, when you turn 18, you will be offered an option to start purchasing stock in that company. I want you to consider that because your company, I've researched it, hasn't ever laid off anybody. And you could keep your job at that company right now. And you can go into management, but just go ahead and stay in this area because racking up student debt just does not pay. What's the Bible say? Don't be a slave to your debt. Don't have debt. When you turn 18 or if you go to college, you are going to start getting these things in the mail called credit card applications. And they'll probably start off low, $1,200, $2,000 credit limit. This is not free cash. You will have to pay that back. If you don't pay it back, you'll see this APR thing that just keeps going up and up and up and up. On another term, you told me to look up TikTok. You're right. That's hilarious. Some of these people, for God's sakes, don't take their financial advice. Do not pay the minimum on credit cards. You'll never get out. You must try to stay out of debt as long as you can. You can ask almost any millionaire, and they'll tell you the best thing to do is just to stay out of debt. I was going to go somewhere else with this. There's nothing wrong with the trades, working with your hands. The only thing I would advise against is construction, heavy construction. That will break a person down in about 20 years. Go into plumbing, pipe fitting, electrician, air conditioning, mechanics. If you're going to go into mechanics, I don't know, take the elective for EV. It's not there yet, but I don't think they're going to quit, directing us towards electric vehicles. But right now it's not there. Mostly just when you go to, if you really have to think about community college. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, get your basics down, get your English, your history, your mathematics. If you excel in, who am I talking to? If you excel in mathematics, you can probably become a instructor of mathematics because trust me, I've seen some of it. No business in it, but that is something, you know, if you wanted to teach, you could do that. But just take the core, get the basics out of the way. Consider VOTEC as far as, you know, a trade goes, but don't quit your job. It A lot of people are having a hard time just finding work. Most of them just do gig work, you know, Uber Eats or, you know, Amazon night delivery, which is nothing wrong with if you just need a few bucks. But I advise you to stay local. I know you probably want to get away. But Todd, goes for AJ as well, and William. Stay home if you can. Use your head. Don't get in debt. Control your money. Don't let someone else's, you know, bills control you. Control your money. You know, there's a lot of apps like Robinhood. You can invest in small amounts of money. Don't gamble with this. Just invest in something like index funds, the S&P 500. Let's see. Like everybody says, you know, do your own studies because if you invest, you will probably lose money. But remember, you're in it for the long haul. Um, I don't know if there'll ever be a national 401k. I don't know what's going to happen with Social Security. I can almost guarantee you that that's probably going to go passe in the next 20 years, you know, because whoever's in office, Republican or Democrat, they generally just kick the can down the road a little bit. So it doesn't happen, nothing happens on their watch. They don't want to be blamed for being the ones to, well, probably raise retirement age. Now I can really see that happening pretty soon. That's one step. Another step is a reduction in benefits. And if they scale back Social Security to what it was just for, they might be able to save it. But then again, they don't want to be the ones blamed for taking away things like that. So I don't know. Our money keeps losing value. It's the same thing. Supply and demand. Capitalism, mercantile, rents, you know, rents are going up, cost of housing is going up. Now it's coming down, but it's still nowhere where it should be. Wages, the only thing is not going up. So the first thing you want to do is keep your job. Always have a plan. You're not going to find loyalty at work. At best, you might be able to find a friend, but the company is not going to be your friend. There may come times where they'll just lay off people. I mean, look at Amazon, thousands. Microsoft, thousands, all laid off. We thought we'd be here forever. There's no loyalty because when you lay off people, Your company saves money. And when it saves money, it makes a profit. And when it makes a profit, the stockholders are happy. That's the only loyalty. There is no loyalty for a company for you. You can forget that. So you've got to be an investor. And that's the only way for you to do it. Take whatever money you can save or afford to and put it into, like I said, S&P 500. Try to do this as much as you can. Consider gold and silver because, you know, that's real money because it's real. Bitcoin, who knows? I don't know what's going to happen with that. I tell you, I don't put any money in